Hi everyone, welcome back to the channel and a new video on the Vauxhall Vivaro van. We're going to crack straight on with today's video. I'm going to concentrate on getting the inside all cleaned up and put back together. Chris is going to crack straight on with it this morning because I've got to go out and do another couple of jobs. So let's get to it. I only popped out for an hour there and I've got back and I was quite shocked when I looked in here. Chris started on the dashboard and as you can see, all of that mould that was up there has gone and it has come up really, really nice. The seats do need doing, but he hasn't done them yet because he said he didn't want to be sitting on wet seats while he's putting the rest of this all back together, but concentrated on that door panel. It's actually been really well looked after, this van, hasn't it? Apart from I think where it was sat for quite a while, it had quite a lot of mould on it, but it is in very, very nice condition. Not like those fleet vans we're buying where they're all scratched up and beaten up. It genuinely is very, very nice. Even all the step and the floor. Can you bring that torch in a bit, Chris? It's all come up very, very nice. So we're going to crack on. What we're going to do, put that back together or go into the back?
I'm going to put that back together now.
Right, okie dokie, let's get to it. Slight change of plan there. Chris hadn't done all the bits, so he has just cleaned all them up with the Auto Smart G101. I'll put the link for that in the description. And all of those bits have come up really nice. While they was drying, he went straight in the back and started tackling that. And it's come up really nice. We're possibly going to take that out because that is a 240 inverter, and I said to Chris that will be ideal for that little micro camper that he's going to be doing in the future. So maybe we'll take that out, maybe not. It has got all nice LED lights in the back of it as well, and somebody's put a 12-volt socket in it there, and there's another one there as well. So I'm not sure if they run off of that, possibly. But it is coming up very, very nicely. We're now going to move on and actually put all of those inserts, glove box, all of the plastics back in the vehicle. Let's get to it. That is the inside, all back to how it should be. So we're quite happy with the inside, quite happy with how it runs, but it has been a long time coming. This one really hasn't been cleaned for a very, very long time. It was sat around for quite a period of time as well. So we are going to get the G101 out, go right all over those wheels, under the arches, and give this a nice clean. It is a nice bright van, so it should come up very nicely. It does have all of those little marks and age-related dinks around it, but I'm sure it's going to come up reasonably nice. Let's get to it and give it a nice wash. If only in the real world we could clean a van in 30 seconds. Just a quick wash over there, some hot soapy water, bit of G101 on the wheels, all up under the arches. I'll put a link for that in the description. I know a lot of you like using it now. All come up very, very nicely under the arches. It does always look nice, especially when you're buying a car or selling it. You look under and they've all been cleaned out properly. Like I said, it has got those marks and dinks on it, but all in all, I think you would agree, it's come up very, very nicely. Let's now run it over and get a nice new fresh MOT on it. It's actually a couple of days later now, guys, and there is some good news. It passed, went straight through an MOT, which is brilliant, but it doesn't come without bad news. I was driving home, it's come up, beep, and the engine management light has come on again. Honestly, it's not testing, it's all part of it. You buy something smashed up, you got to expect that it's a little bit worse than what you think. You buy something that's mechanical, you got to expect it to be the worst, and obviously loads of little snagging to do. So we've had quite a lot of problems with this van. We don't know who's had a go at it before, we don't know how many people's had a go at it. We never really knew what they changed, we was just guessing all the time. But if you remember, it had all of those, I think it was something like 36 or 37 codes in the previous video. Now it went straight through the MOT, the emissions was fine, all the brakes, everything about it was fine. But clearly it's still got an issue for that engine light to come up. So our computers, they're not advanced enough. We got nothing advanced enough to actually look into it properly. So I'm actually just going to pop round Daryl Patrick's, get his machine plugged into it and see if we can find the fault on this vehicle, because I'd really like to get it done and actually start trying to do a few miles in it before we sell it on. Just before we do go, I just want to, it's a bit of a confirmation really, just for everybody out there. And in the last sort of few videos, you would have noticed that just recently me and Chris have started taking on the odd sponsorship deal here and there, and that really does help the channel progress. It really does help us out paying the bills, the overheads, etc. So I just wanted to really reassure everybody that, you know, we will be doing some sponsorship deals in the future because they help. But I want to reassure you all that we're not going to start doing sponsorship deals on stuff that we don't physically use at the workshop, or if somebody sends us something and says check that out and it's good and they want to sponsor a video, we will tell you that it is good. So we're not going to start sponsoring computer games and betting and things like that. It's a big no-no. We've been offered hundreds since the channel started of various stuff that just has nothing to do with cars or nothing to do with stuff that we would endorse on the channel. So I just wanted to reassure you all there, none of that is coming. So let's get round Dave Patrick, see if we can get this one fixed. I'm just about to leave here now, guys, and we've reset it, it's come straight back on. DF771 fuel pressure regulator. So I'm now going to have to ring around the motor factors, see if we can get one of them. I'll include a little picture of it that I've just found on eBay. Let's ring around and see if we can get that for it today. The ones on the internet don't seem to have a part number on them. I've just rung GSF, Cat Components and JR Car Parts, and none of them have got anything showing for that part. So I'm actually just going to whip it off, have a look at the part number on it, and then Google that and hopefully come up with a few more. Possibly there is aftermarket ones out there. If we have to go down the route of an original, then so be it. So let's get it off, see how we get on. Little bit tight to get off, very fiddly because it's only got these three little tiny star drives to get it off, but there's the actual unit itself. It regulates the fuel apparently, so let's do a bit of research, see how quickly we can get one of those. Thought I'd record this bit, guys, because it's something I've started using quite a lot. So we click on Google, click on that little search icon, go down onto the part, click search, and it brings up, would you believe, everything that's been researched on them. So I can also get all of the part numbers off of there, because the part number on the top of this item, I tried Googling that on its own, and then I remembered about the camera and quick search, so I'll do a bit of research on that. The motor factors have just got back to me. Sorry, I called him, give him that number off there, and he said that's not a number that he's seen before, so we're going to have to do our own research. I'm sure we'll get actually there. Put that part back on, but Chris come out with a jump pack. Sorry mate, can you just show that and that little lead? Chris come out with a jump pack and a lead. We also just took one, so just the cigarette lighter lead with an Earth and Alive on it again, and we did just take one off of the Berlingo engine that's in the back of a van. That's another story, but we've got an engine there, and we took that same valve off. Chris put it on the bench and he's plugging it in, and it's clicking in and out, in and out. This one seems to be a bit intermittent, would you say? We had to bang it and then it worked, and then it didn't. So we are going to order one of them, but the soonest we can get it is 5 to 6 working days. That's probably because of the Easter period, and it was about £41. Now, when we got that off, you could see I got the part number. I actually just rang out the motor factors. He went, yeah, I can get you one of those, Bosch Direct. It's going to be 5 days at £154 plus VAT. So it just shows you it was worth taking it off just to get the correct part number, so that we could order one off of eBay and potentially save ourselves over £100. So the van still does drive okay, and I need to put some miles on it, so I'm actually going to continue using it. And then I was just having a chat with Chris, and he said, regardless of us doing that, Rob, we've already done a few videos on it, let's call it a day on this van and crunch the numbers. So let's get inside, crunch the numbers, and of course in a further episode later on down the line, I will tell you all how I'm getting on with it and whether we resolved it. Hopefully we don't get copyrighted for Chris's ringtone. Let's get in there and crunch the numbers. Everybody's favourite bit, finally we get to it. It is going to shock quite a few people, the price we paid for that van. It was an absolute bargain. It's the cheapest, latest vehicle we've ever bought, not just on the channel, across the board for the price. But the price we paid for that van is the exact price that was sent through to me. So I received, obviously somebody has texted me, thank you very much, and mentioned the van and said, we've got a van for sale. It's our company van. It's been used on site and it's driven stop, start, stop, start, stop, start all day. And we think that that is paid a big contribution to the headaches and problems that we've had with that van. We got asked £500 for that van, and that's exactly what we paid for it. I did not skip a beat. Straight away, I said, yes, we'll definitely have it. So the lad that reached out to us, Jake, we gave him 50 quid for sorting it out for us. The collection, which was diesel in my truck, Dartford tunnel, etc., was £50. The first thing we bought was the camshaft position sensor at £27. Then we had Mark out, who done a DPF clean, who forgot to wear his mask. And God, did he get some stick in the comments, but I did say to him about it. And that was £200 plus VAT, so £240. The pressure sensor for the top of the DPF, I've got that here somewhere. That was another fault that kept coming up. I don't actually know where that is. So we purchased a new one of them and actually fitted it the other day, and that was £48 from the motor factors. Starter motor, we haven't done it yet, but we have got a new one here for it, and that was £129. You can get cheap Chinese ones. Sorry, somebody ringing me there. You can get cheap Chinese ones, £70, £80, but we wanted to go for a decent one. You pay that little bit more and it lasts longer. Aircon pipe snapped as we was undoing it. The actual end of the pipe broke off. So again, we ordered a new one for that, and that was £42. The aircon regas I haven't actually had done yet, but it's going to be £50. The MOT was £40. Now I actually put £20 worth of diesel in it, and quite a lot of you said, Rob, for that van to do a regen, it has to have half a tank of fuel in it. So thank you everybody that mentioned that to me, because I genuinely didn't know. So we put another 20 in it, which give us £40. Fuel solenoid valve, which we've just had off, and Chris has ordered a new one off eBay. That was £41. And when I went round to Dave Patrick's earlier, I'll give him a £20 drink for a bit of lunch, because he does always help me out. So we got a grand total of £1,277. And we are going to ask for that van, once it's all done, £5,000. Now, I know that is a huge, huge profit, but that van is going to be the cheapest one available at that price. It's not recorded. It's only had a couple of owners. We didn't get, all the paperwork for the van was lost. V5, all of the book pack. But if you remember, when we actually purchased the van, Chris started cleaning it out, and he found the Vauxhall folder under the seat with all the paperwork in it. It did not have a logbook. I had to apply for it, and I ain't gonna lie, I forgot to put it down on here. So you do need to add another £30, because it was £25 application via postal order, and then you have to pay for the postal order at the post office. It comes to about £30. So it actually comes to £1,307. That is a lovely profit. That is a very, very nice profit. And we are really, really grateful for it right now, because that profit will cover the overheads of the workshop for the next couple of months, which is really nice, because we haven't got to worry about it. We know that it's going to be there. As soon as it's done, it's going to cover a couple of months. So as usual, let me know what you think in the comment section down below. We're really happy. A lot of you always say you haven't included your labour. And I said to Chris how much labour we spent on it, and he went, Rob, your guess is as good as mine. Every time we've had 5 minutes, we've spent it on that van. We've spent whole days on it, and there's probably a good 4 or 5 whole days we spent on that van. So it has been, little bits of it have been testing, and we're finally just ironing out the last little bits now. So anyway, guys, I'm not going to waffle on any longer. It's quite a nice long video, just like you all do like. Don't forget what I said earlier on in the video about the, the upcoming sponsorships on the channel. We will always try and keep it related to stuff that we do use on the channel. So, and bear in mind, it really does help us out, cover all the bills and the overhead. So if you haven't already, please consider hitting subscribe, turn on your notification bell so you don't miss any of our content. Follow us on Instagram, where we put little sneak peeks out now and then throughout the day to let you know what it is we're up to. Like, subscribe and share, and we'll see you later in the week for the next one.